Nancy's come in from Dream Catchers, and she just wants to give us a little bit of an update on how you guys are doing over there.
Thank you all. Good to be here. So just a few highlights. The trailer's been going up and down the road. I was telling Sam that we had a horse on loan from another center in Roanoke, and we met in Charlottesville. The horse didn't work for us, so we moved the horse off of the trailer that you all helped us with in an antique store parking lot and onto the other trailer, and then picked up another horse in Fredericksburg on the way back. If anybody has friends at Dominion, we're trying to ask Dominion Power if they might have a truck that they would consider giving us, because I'm still pulling the trailer all the time, so looking to see if they wouldn't help us out with the truck. So if you know anybody, say, hey, Rotary's gotten behind this, we appreciate that help. Dream Catchers will be the host site for the 2016 Professional Association Therapeutic Horsemanship International Conference. So it'll be in Williamsburg, it'll be at the Lodge, between 800 and 1,000 people.
Wow.
So obviously we're going to put the trailer in front and center, and I'd like to possibly have some representatives from Rotary come and talk about that relationship. When I presented in San Diego back in the fall about grant writing, I put up your logo and I talked about the trailer, and I said building a relationship with your local clubs, not just one but many, really is helpful. It's not just about the money, it is about the friendships, it's about the ideas, it's about the support. So I'd love to have somebody there that could kind of talk about those partnerships and how we've worked together over the years. You all are there for Day of Caring. You're involved in that piece. Through the golf tournament, we're so grateful. What you all do is really, really helpful. And so that will be in November of 2016. I'll get you a specific date well in advance.
Nancy?
Yes.
Excuse me. I'm sure everyone would like to know how many horses you currently have, because I was shocked.
Oh, I think we have 17. That number changed. Well, I guess we swapped once, so for a split second it was 16. But yeah, we have 17 horses on the property at this point in time. Just the latest statistics, we're still serving 4 to our oldest participants, 104. Our oldest riders, 96. And we've had a great partnership with the Landings and are looking forward to having those folks come back in the fall in their dementia care unit. 150 diagnoses so far. New partnership with Quinn River, which Dennis probably knows. They serve victims of domestic violence and sexual trauma, and we did services with a group of young children who'd had a pretty horrific experience. So we're trying to find funding for those guys to get involved on a regular basis. So you are always welcome to come. I hope I'll see many of you for Day of Caring, but at any time, if you want to come and see what's going on, you are welcome. If you want to bring somebody with you and say, hey, you want to show how you've been involved or what we're doing, you're welcome at any time. I'm happy with questions, yes.
To what age can the horses work for you?
Well, the oldest horse that we have working is 31 years old.
Wow.
And we actually did try.
How many is that in dog years?
About 112. Yeah, that's really up there. And we actually tried to retire him, and he got mad. And as the kids were riding, if they were on a trail ride, he was galloping along in his pasture. And I'm like, look, if you're working that hard, you're going back to work. And he went back to work. He likes his students to be in wheelchairs. He really prefers people who have mobility challenges. And he will greet them first. There's a rule. If Blackie is the horse, he has to greet them. He puts his head in the wheelchair, gets to know them, and then and stands. So he's ready for them to go out.
Wow, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Like a therapy horse, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what he is. That's exactly what he is. Those are, speaking of sponsorships, I hope maybe we can have that conversation, because I know sometimes we're all fishing in the same pool for sponsors and that kind of thing.
So how long will he live for?
He actually was in the hospital this year, so the trailer took him to the hospital. He has some kidney failure, our hope is that he'll be there for a while, but he's way up there, and so every day is a gift, but while he's there, he's working because it really is best for him, as it is for many of us to be involved and be part of making a difference in our community.
Yeah.
Long answer to your question, Andy.
No.
Good question.
So, other questions? Yeah.
Nancy, you have a nice picture here of a couple of things. From
Oh, okay.
the golf tournament, you brought a horse,
Yes.
but I didn't remember his name. Or her.
Spirit.
Spirit?
Spirit is his name.
Younger horse, medium? Old?
He's about 12.
Hmm.
So, yeah, and he showed here in the region. He had a really top show career.
Hmm.
So, yeah, and we have a new horse in named Penny, so you'll have to come, and Bo, so we got a couple of them. Yes?
What does a horse have to do, or what does he not do that would fail him out of your program?
Oh, the horse that failed actually had a neurological condition. When I watched him go, he just wasn't balanced. Something was off. And he then tested positive for a disease called equine protozoa myeloencephalitis.
Doesn't sound good.
No. It's a sad case. He's a retired thoroughbred, racing thoroughbred. And the program that gave him to us, they had 5 of this same tall, skinny thoroughbred type horse that ED and I are friends. And she said, hey, I know you've been looking for this type of horse. We're not using him. I'll ship him down to you. She had no idea he was sick. And then, because they hadn't been using him. They had 4 others. Well, he tested positive. And I did learn this morning that, we send him back to her, but the horse will go to Virginia Tech and be part of a study that Virginia Tech is doing on this disease. Interestingly, I sit on the board that funded the research for that study. I didn't realize it until they told me that they had accepted the
So
horse.
do they have to put him down, or is there hope?
No, they will run a series of treatments, tests on him. So he is being educational. He's teaching the young vets that are coming up that will give better care to the therapy horses and everybody else's horses as well. So other things, though, they have to tolerate a crowd. They have to be fine with somebody on top, somebody on each side, and somebody leading. So as a prey animal, they've got to be okay with all of these predators around them. And that's probably the biggest piece. They have to be walk, trot, canter, sound, because we don't want to limit our students because the horse has limitations. So about 7 out of 10 fail out. They can't take it. 7 out of 10 will fail. So, and the women and I that usually go look between us, we have 100 years of horse experience. And we will still, they're fine on that farm, but when we put them in our environment with that kind of pressure, and it's psychological pressure for them, they won't make it. So, yes.
Do they fail for the same reasons generally or not? Are they kind of across the board?
They will typically fail for behavior because they can't tolerate that close environment, or they can't tolerate someone rocking or the other kinds of noise or stimulation that comes from our participants. Or their sound of movement with a balanced rider, like I'm a balanced rider, but when you start to put somebody who has had a stroke and they're leaning heavily, or they can't support any of their own weight, if they have any old injuries, sometimes that'll pop up, and then they'll fail for a medical reason. So those are the primary reasons that they fail. Yes?
Is that one of your primary results, is to give balance to your patients?
Yes, very much so. That balance and core strength. So that core strength, we're actually going to add speech back in the fall. Developing those core muscles helps with speech because it gives you the ability to draw in enough air, and in order to speak, you have to have the muscles to propel that air, which is basically speech. The other thing it does is it helps prevent, for people who are in wheelchairs, pneumonia, because you're using these muscles, you're getting a lot of air in, so the lungs are not filling up. So that, for the folks with MS, we have a national MS grant. We find that they are able to prevent falls. Even some of the folks that we've seen, senior citizens, they report that they're able to catch themselves. So some of it becomes preventative. They're able to go, hey, don't end up down with a broken hip or a broken arm. So.
Nancy, we talked a little bit about the veterans work that you're doing.
Yes, we've been working with the Fort Eustis with the Warrior Transition Unit, and many of you know that they are closing in August of 2016. After they built that great building over there, apparently they're not playing well with the Navy, which is where they have to send folks over to the hospital. So we are taking folks on an individual basis, but we had been holding a time in the schedule for them. So we'd have volunteers and staff and horses and expect 6 people and 1 guy would get off the van. It just wasn't a good use of resources. But they can send folks to us on an individual basis. And actually yesterday, the ladies' 9-hole group at Ford's Colony had given us some money specifically for veterans. And they're going to widen it out so it's veterans or active duty or their family members. So we would include the children of, and parents, I did that specifically thinking about the landings, of people who are connected to someone in military service. But we still serve a few folks from the polytrauma unit at McGuire at the VA hospital. So, yes.
How long is the typical ride on these animals?
They're usually with us for an hour, and their saddle time's about 45 minutes. Now, some folks can't take that long, so that becomes the measure. Right? They're in 20, they're at 22, they're 25. So that's the average period of time. Sam?
Yeah, what is the age range in terms of groupings that you deal with?
The youngest child we serve is 4, because below that they don't have enough head and neck stability with a helmet. And our oldest participant, not rider, but doing ground activities to date, is 104. So you'd be a young man with us. Well, Sam told me he had a birthday on Sunday. So.
That's great.
It's true.
Nancy, you work with a lot of groups in the area that help promote your services and raise funds for you. Can you tell us who your favorite group is that you work with?
Say thanks to all of the great work that was done by all of you at a successful golf tournament. We're happy to present, and Nancy comes with her own board these days.
I do. If somebody can shoot a picture, then we'll try and get it in the paper.
We have a check for Nancy today for $3,250 as our annual contribution to Dream Catchers from the golf tournament.
Thank you. Thank you all very much. You all make a difference in the lives of every person we serve. And on their behalf, from them, from their families, thank you.
Well, now it's my turn. I don't have a big board with money on it, so I apologize. But I do have a certificate suitable for framing. So it is our club's tradition, as you know, that we donate books to the library on your behalf for coming in and entertaining us and being so informative. So first off, you can add that to the collection. And then also we went ahead and picked up the Princess and the Pony.
All right. That is perfect.
Perfect. So we'll give that to you as well, and then we'll do one more picture. All right. Got it? All right. Awesome.
Thank you.
No problem. And then you have one more task.
Oh.
Yes, you get to make one friend.
I get to make one friend.
Friend.
This is the
And 19 enemies.
What's special?